Welcome to Module 3, Understanding and Managing Cybersecurity Risk. Having explored the crucial role of governance in Module 2, where we discuss setting direction through frameworks, principles, and structures, we now turn our attention to the R in GRC, risk management. As we sit here today, the landscape of digital threats continues to evolve rapidly, making us solid. Understanding of risk management fundamentals, absolutely essential for every organization, whether operating locally across Nigeria or globally. If governance sets the destination and the rules of the road, then risk management is about identifying the potential hazards along the way, the potholes, bad weather, or unexpected detours, and figuring out how to navigate them safely. It's the process of proactively understanding what could go wrong in the cybersecurity realm and making informed decisions to protect your organization's valuable assets and achieve its objectives despite the uncertainties. In this module, you will learn the core language and concepts of cybersecurity risk management. We will break down the essential terminology, threats, vulnerabilities, impact, likelihood, walk through the systematic process or life cycle of managing risk, explore different types of cyber risks organizations face, and clarify the important concepts of risk appetite and tolerance. Finally, we'll introduce a key tool for tracking risks, the risk register. This module provides the conceptual foundation you'll need before we dive into specific risk assessment methodologies in Module 4. Let's begin exploring how you can help your organization anticipate and address cybersecurity challenges effectively. Upon successful completion of this module, you should be able to understand and correctly use core cybersecurity risk management concepts and terminology, e.g. risk, asset, threat, vulnerability, likelihood, impact, control, describe the phases and cyclical nature of the cybersecurity risk management lifecycle. Identify and categorize different types of cybersecurity risks faced by organizations. Clearly explain the relationship between threats, vulnerabilities, likelihood, and impact in determining risk. Define risk appetite and risk tolerance, and explain their importance in guiding risk decisions. Understand the purpose and typical contents of a cybersecurity risk register. Core concepts and terminology. To effectively manage cybersecurity risk, you first need to understand the language used. Precision in these terms is important for clear communication and accurate assessment. Risk in the cybersecurity context. Risk is the potential for loss or damage resulting from a cyber-related threat exploiting a vulnerability in an organizational asset. Risk is fundamentally about uncertainty regarding negative outcomes. It's typically measured or assessed by considering its likelihood, probability of occurring, and its potential impact, the severity of the consequences. Risk isn't inherently bad. It's often associated with pursuing opportunities, but it needs to be managed asset, anything of value to the organization that needs protection. In cybersecurity, assets commonly include information, data, customer databases, financial records, intellectual property, employee PII, personally identifiable information, critical under regulations like NDPA and GDPR, systems, servers, applications, databases, network infrastructure, cloud services, hardware, laptops, mobile devices, servers, network devices, reputation and trust, brand image, customer confidence, public perception, people, employees, contractors, knowledge availability. Identifying and valuing your assets is a crucial first step in knowing what you need to protect. Threat, this is any circumstance or event, natural or man-made, intentional or accidental, with the potential to harm an asset by exploiting a vulnerability. Examples include malicious software, malware, ransomware, viruses, spyware, malicious actors, hackers, external, disgruntled insiders, organized crime groups, nation states, social engineering, phishing emails, business email compromise, BEC scams, which remain a significant threat to Nigerian businesses, pretexting, system failures, hardware breakdowns, software bugs, power outages, human error, accidental deletion of data, misconfiguration of systems, natural disasters, flooding relevant in coastal areas like Lagos, fire. Vulnerability is a weakness or flaw in an asset or its associated controls that a threat could exploit. Examples include unpatched software or operating systems, weak passwords or poor authentication practices, misconfigured firewalls or cloud security settings, lack of user awareness, susceptibility to phishing, physical security gaps, unlocked server rooms, flaws in application code. Likelihood, the probability or frequency with which a specific threat is expected to exploit a specific vulnerability. This can be estimated qualitatively, e.g. high, medium, low, or quantitatively, e.g. once every 5 years. Assessment is often based on historical data, threat intelligence, and expert judgment. Impact, the magnitude of harm or loss that would result if a threat successfully exploits a vulnerability. Impact can be measured in various ways: financial, costs of remediation, lost revenue, regulatory fines, e.g., potential fines under NDPA up to 2% of annual gross revenue, legal fees, operational, service downtime, disruption to business processes, inability to function, reputational, damage to brand image, loss of customer trust, negative media attention, compliance, failure to meet legal or regulatory obligations, confidentiality, integrity, availability, CIA triad. The classic security model helps define impact: loss of confidentiality, data exposure, integrity, data alteration, or availability, system data access denial. Control or safeguard, as introduced in Module 1. Controls are the measures you put in place to modify risk, typically by reducing the likelihood of a threat event occurring, reducing the vulnerability, or reducing the impact if the event does occur. Examples: firewalls reduce the likelihood of network intrusion, encryption reduces the impact of data theft, backups reduce the impact of ransomware. Understanding how these elements interact, threat, exploits, vulnerability leading to impact with a certain likelihood, is fundamental to the entire risk management process.